This is why I still make things by hand in 2026. It's 2026 and the world has never been louder or faster. We live in an era where perfection is a commodity you can buy with a single click. If you can think it, a machine can generate it in seconds. We're surrounded by images that are flawless, instant, and if we're being honest, a little bit hollow. Lately, I've been feeling a strange sort of exhaustion, not from working too hard, but from speed of everything. It feels like we're losing the friction of life, a little things that makes things feel real. So today I'm doing something might seem inefficient. I'm spending hours to make a single bookmark. I'm not using AI since I'm not looking for a shortcut. I feel like in a world of instant digital gratification, taking your time is worth it. The biggest difference between an AI-generated image and a hand-drawn line isn't the quality, it's the intention. When you prompt a machine, you're essentially playing a high-tech slot machine. You pull the lever, and the algorithm shuffles billions of pixels to give you the result. It can be beautiful, but it's an accident. There's no why behind it. The machine doesn't know why it placed the shadow there, or why a certain color palette feels nostalgic. So it's basically like a slot machine, because the result can change every single time. But when I sit here with my pencil, every single stroke is a conscious choice. I might struggle with the curve of the character's smiles for minutes. I might erase a line again and again, but in that struggle, there is communication. Every line I draw is a bridge I'm building towards you. It's a way of saying, I thought about this, I mean this. A handmade piece of art isn't just a final result, it's recorded history of my intentions, and a conversation needs that human to feel why. This brings me a truth that I think we often forget in our digital age. Only a person can truly understand another person. A machine can be trained on a million images of a warm hug or a cozy garden. It can recognize the patterns, the lighting, or the typical colors, but the machine can never relate to the real emotion of it. It doesn't know and cannot understand the relief of quiet garden after a long stressful day. It hasn't felt the sting of lonely afternoon or a sudden spark of hope. As a human artist, I crave from my own memory and my own skin. When I choose a soft pink or a muted blue, I'm not doing it because an algorithm told me it's aesthetic. I'm doing it because the color resonates with a specific feeling I've lived through, and I use it to convey and communicate feelings with you. And furthermore, I use my art as a medium to share my humanity with yours. AI can give you a perfect answer, but it cannot give you a shared experience. In 2026, I think we're all starving for that connection. The feeling of seeing someone else's heart through their work. But with AI, it can imitate it, but it's always hollow. If we view handmade art or things as a communication between two people, then the process is how we prepare for that conversation. When you use a prompt, the process is skipped. You jump straight to the finish line, but when you skip the time, you also skip the sincerity. Making this bookmark from initial sketch to the physical act of printing, cutting, and choosing the right keychain requires my time. The value of handmade work isn't just the final beauty of the object you see. The real value lies in the invisible fact that someone, a living, breathing person, cared enough to stay slow. In 2026, we have every reason to be fast. The world demands speed, but when I choose to spend hours on this one bookmark, every minute I spend is a quiet way of saying to you, you are worth my effort. You are worth the hours of my life that I'll never get back. And sharing my feelings, opening an opportunity for a two-way connection. Sincerity isn't the thing that you can write a prompt or you can type in a box. Sincerity is something you have to physically bake into seconds and the hours. It's the accumulation of all those tiny, inefficient choices I make while I work. When you hold this bookmark, you aren't just holding paper and ink. You're holding a fragment of my time. And I feel like in a world that tries to be quick and automate everything, giving someone your time is the highest form of respect. It's my way of making sure that when this art reaches your hand, you can actually feel the warmth I put into it. Ultimately, the reason I choose to remain as an artist in this AI-driven world comes down to what it means to be a human. To create value by spending your life's minutes, to understand and share the feeling and show the hidden corner of another people's heart. To pour your own vulnerability into a piece of paper and hope it finds a home in someone else's soul. These are things that cannot be calculated by processor. In a world that is becoming increasingly artificial and incredibly fast, I find my power in staying real and staying slow. Creating something with your hands isn't just old-fashioned thing. It's my way of showing my sincerity. Thank you for spending these quite slow minutes with me. It's been a joy to have you here in my workplace. Before you move on to the next video or the next task on your screen, I want to leave you with a small question. In a world that wants everything from you instantly, what is one thing that you can do this week that is intentionally slow? Something that doesn't involve a script, a prompt, or an algorithm. For me, it was making the strawberry bookmark. I wanted to capture the bright smile of a child and enjoyment, so that whenever I used to read books, I can get positive, bright energy from it. Let me know in the comments what your slow things look like. I love to hear your stories. Take care of your heart, be gentle with yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!